My question is you talked about knowing if we should sell online or we should sell on site. How can we, if you're starting a business, how can you, what are the things to check to determine if, okay, I think I should sell online or I should sell off sites?
Okay, good question. So I think the answer to that is from two sides. Number one, you determine the impact of that decision both on you, the seller, and on the buyer. That making sense? So when you're trying to decide where to sell, either on site or online, you consider two parties. The first party is you, the seller. How does the location to sell impact on your business who is selling? Number two is how does it impact on the buyer? You see what I'm saying, right? Because there are many things that you are selling that it will not make sense to transport to where you are selling. I can easily order for it online and get it. Number three factor, so number one factor is how does it impact on the seller? Number two factor is how does it impact on the buyer? Number three factor is how does it impact on your visibility of what you're selling? Some things, if you put them in Wuse market, you will sell more just by where it is positioned. If you put them in on Gariki Street, one of the streets in Gariki, for example, you may sell more just because of where it's positioned. You don't have to sell suya online. You know what I'm saying, right? Because you want people to buy on the spots. It's not the kind of thing you plan to buy. It's that you didn't plan to buy it as you're driving, you saw it, you now packed and you bought. So the visibility factor is critical. Other things, you don't want to stop to buy it, you want to scroll to buy it. As you're scrolling, you didn't plan to buy, but when you saw it, you want to buy it. You see? So the visibility factor is different for different products. Does that make any sense? How you are visible differs from product to product. The way you want to be visible for selling suya is different from the way you want to be visible from selling chin chin or anything, or dresses. You know what I'm saying, right? Yeah. So that factor is critical. The seller, the buyer, and the visibility factor on the product. Okay? Number four is the most basic, is the cost. Is the cost. What is the impact on your capital if you want to get a shop? How does that impact justify itself in the profits? So I want to spend extra 2 million to get a shop. Am I correct, Jennifer? Mike, I've gotten a shop. How does that 2 million in renting the shop impact on my profiting in sales? I'm already doing, let's say, 1.5 million in profit. But if I get a shop, it will move to 4 million in profit. It makes sense to get a shop, right? I'm already making 1.5 million in profit. If I get a shop, I will make 1.5 million in profit. The same outcome. But one demands more. I'm already making 1.5 million in profit. If I get a shop for 2 million, I will make 1.8. It looks good, right? Like 300k difference. But you forgot that you still get shelf. You have to get generator. You have to buy fuel. Exactly my point. Yes. So you have to put all that together to be sure that the running cost of doing so does not outweigh the advantages.
So my second question is, if you have decided that maybe your business is online, what because for example, the example you gave us about making your customer feel better, they are on site, right? So they could like call them. Can you give us maybe a little other instances that somebody can practice? What's the English? Somebody can act on to help your customers feel better. I know that it differs based on your business, but what are some things? Maybe there are some three key factors we
You want to
can do.
answer?
So there are three key factors you can always check to help your customer feel better.
Number one, you listen to your customer. That's number one. Listen to the customer. Many of you can't even listen to your customer. They will talk one, you talk five. Just calm down. Just listen to them. Do you get? Listen to them, right? They are probably wrong, but still listen to them. Huh? Exactly. Just listen to them first. When they are finished talking their mind, say, okay, ma. Okay, I hear you, ma. I hear you, ma. And they can start talking. So number one is you learn to listen. You learn to listen. Number two, learn the power of appreciation. Learn the power of thank you so much. Thank you so much. Say like 4 times. We are so grateful. We are so grateful. Thank you so much. And minutes. Okay. So that's number three is learn. We said it before. Learn to admit your weaknesses. They feel respected when you're not denying your weaknesses. Admit it. All right? Admit it. Yeah. Okay. Oh, Mike, you want to say something? You want to Mike? I've tried small for you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. The team members, leave them. I did not. Come on, Mike. Uh-huh. But somebody's raising hand here. No, Mike. Mike. They should see your face. This is Miro Magic Mike. Miro Magic Mike.
So my question is, in admitting your weaknesses as one of the ways of selling a feeling to your, is it like there's a time to, do you always admit your weakness? Maybe is it necessary to always admit your weakness? Or maybe there's how to do that, there's when to do that?
Yeah, I agree. So I like the fact that you said, is it always to admit it? So I think the word there we need to hear again is admit, not reveal. Rema. There are two things. To admit it is different from revealing it. Like I said, if Hope comes into the hotel and I keep saying, sorry, I'm sure you saw that we don't have a lift here. I'm so sorry. I've revealed the weakness. But if you ask, why guys? You guys don't have lift here. We don't have. Don't say we don't need it. No, we needed it, but we realized that it's not sustainable in this location. Oh, my brother, you are right. It's true. You see that now? I didn't deny it. I didn't say, no, we don't need a lift here. By architecture, which actually in architecture, you only need a lift when you're going above 4 floors. 4 floors and more. So anyways, I can make that case. I say, we don't need it here. He will feel offended. I say, yeah, you're right. It would have been nice to have it here, except that, it's not sustainable in this location. Say, oh, that's true. You are a good businessman. So you should admit it. You should not reveal it. Don't reveal it. Don't reveal it. Don't reveal it. You see, you are doing chin. You cannot afford soya beans oil. Using groundnut oil. Don't say, man, when you eat my chin, you go to gum your mouth. It's because I use groundnut oil. Because we can't afford soda oil. Don't reveal it, oh God. It's when she says, I noticed that when I eat your chin, it used to do me somehow. I say, it's because of our groundnut oil we use. We sold it for you now, 3,000 for 1 bucket. So if we are to sell it with soda, soya oil, you'll be paying 10,000. So okay, my daughter, it's okay. You see that now? So you admit it, you don't reveal it. You see, don't say, I'm coming for your wedding, but our camera is the old version. But God will help us very soon. We'll buy the new version. You don't admit it, you don't reveal it. You admit it. You see? So yeah. Abby, okay, you don't always, so come. I don't mind. So those of you who are here, please forgive all these children who are here.
Okay, is it wrong to, like, maybe after you sell a product, you ask your clients how they feel? For example, maybe Jenny finished doing a video, or maybe I finished selling a journal. Is it okay to ask your clients how they feel about it, what they think you can do better? Do you think it will make your brand feel less, or it will help them feel seen or understood?
So there's a balance to that. You want to be careful because sometimes questions unravel unnecessary opinions. I'll say it one more time. Questions sometimes, in this regards, unravel many unnecessary opinions. So if I say that, if I ask every guest, how did you enjoy your stay in the hotel? 50 out of 51 will have an opinion of what we should change in the room. And it puts me in a position that makes me look like I do not respect their opinions. It's not because I do not respect their opinions, it's that I've opened myself to opinions I cannot act on. Right? So you don't want to always ask people, how was it? You see, because when you ask, how was it, they need to think about it. And then when they think about it, they say, oh, actually, I really like the soap in your bathroom, but it's too small for my hands. I wish that it was bigger so that, but I mean, it's a complimentary soap. You don't have to use it. But see, you have opened yourself to that opinion that you cannot act on. How was our complimentary breakfast? Ah, it was nice. I wish people use chicken instead of beef. You see that now? But meanwhile, so I saw a video of a hotel in the UK, one of those big hotels where you pay in Nigeria maybe almost like 5 million a night. They don't have a lift. Because I'm sure it's an old building, maybe like 200 years old, and they want to retain the integrity of that building. It's part of their style. So imagine they ask you, how it was experienced. You say, I like here, but people don't have a lift. People should have a lift. Or I'm coming next time. You see? Will you give them a lift? No. There's a reason why you didn't put a lift in the first place. You see what I'm saying, right? I told the story once of my friend who wanted us to do something in our hotel. I had to explain to him that, the one you're making reference to, they pay 400,000 a night. We can't do it here. It's a good idea, but we can't do it here. So the risk of asking people for their opinions all the time is that you open a door that you cannot feed. So if you thank them and appreciate them, that's good enough. I say, look, please, we look forward to seeing you next time. Just leave it like that. Like I said, whatever will amplify your strengths, you go with it, but never deny your weaknesses. You admit it, you don't deny it. Like I said, amplify your strength. You can even draw their attention to what they didn't notice. Like, did you notice there was music in the corridor? Oh, it's true. Now they play jazz from the corridor. You see, you are using style to draw his attention. You know what I'm saying, right? Yeah. So you want to create that balance. But so we don't have escalator, we don't have travelator. You don't have, don't do that to yourself. Okay? So let's allow the group ask some questions. I want us to shut this thing down in 20 minutes or less. Yeah? Okay, yeah, so let's give
Mr. Abraham.
Yeah, let's give Abraham. Yeah. Is it Abraham or Jason?
No, there's Abraham.
What I'm saying here is Jason.
Okay, maybe if he's not speaking.
Go ahead. Just let him in. Abraham, right?
Yes, but he's not saying anything.
Okay, then there's a Jason here.
Yes, sir.
So go ahead.
Allowed.
Okay, Jason, go ahead, please. Jason, if you can hear, please go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Architect Harrison.
Yeah.
I really appreciate this session. This is my first time.
Okay, you're welcome.
But I've been a distant, admirer. I mean, I've always followed you, and especially when I got to meet you, like hear from you the first time we had grant with at this hotel in Lagos, the Delboro Hotel, where you came to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was not part of those who were there physically, but I followed online.
Okay.
And I got a lot from there. So, but I heard where you spoke about access, right? Where the first point was how we can access the source, the resource, and the rest. I'm an interior designer, and I also do both interior design and carpentry. So I just started the business 2 years ago. So I just wanted to ask this question because I'm still trying to get visibility for my business, because of course my industry is very competitive. So most of the times what we do is online, because you have to see the job, you have to have a level of portfolio where you could see the work we've done, and then you then have access to your clients. And most of the times I have I'm always between two. I'm always placed between two opinions to whether to charge when a client calls for consultation, because of course, if you are called on site, you need to take measurement. You need to probably you also need to probably, but for basics, you could do a mood board. You're an architect, so I guess have an idea a little of what I'm saying. So sometimes you want to charge because of the distance where you are supposed to do all of what you're supposed to do before the client decides whether to go ahead with you or not. Other times you also want to do it free, but in most cases you realize that there are clients who take advantage of it, and you also want to reduce your price so that you can, your competitors, you can, they will pick you rather than your competitors. So how do you create a balance where you charge, but you don't charge, but at the same time you don't suffer for it? Because I'm looking at doing it over and over again. When you are giving referrals, they are referring you as someone who is affordable, but also you don't because I feel like they also consider you as, since your charges are low, they may not see you as someone who deliver luxury or something like that. I don't know if you understand the
Yeah,
question.
yeah, I get it.
Okay.
All right, thank you
So
so
that's the
much.
question.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jason. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a very unique situation to myself. I mean, that's how I began many years ago, and I understand the feeling. So what I would say to you is that, like we began, we said something about access, and sometimes it will cost you, in the sense that you may not make profit in the first couple of months or years because of your strategy for access, to keep the access, to have the access, and to keep the access. But in your situation, what I would say to you is that when you're called for a brief, right, and the brief includes, visiting the site, measurements of site, and all that, I would strongly advise against asking to be paid to visit the site for the brief, because at that point, in some cases, you may have come with a reference without any sort of portfolio with the prospective client. He or she may not trust your brand enough, but may have seen one or two things on Instagram. But anybody can post anything on Instagram, on Facebook. So there's no real reference that he or she can make to what you can do. So at the point that he invites you or she invites you to site for brief, may not be the best time to have a conversation about payment. What I would do in this scenario is that I will visit the site, I will take the measurements, and in my usual custom, this is what I've done for many years. I always try to build up my value perception. Like, I need you to know you need me more than you think you need me. So I will say things to you on that site that you didn't even know you needed, right? Even if there are things that I cannot provide the service for, I will tell you that, there's something you should have done on this window. Usually it would have been better if you had put the window to your left and not to your right. So next time when you're doing a house like this, please, sir, put your window this way, because the glare from the window will hit your TV because of where it's positioned. You see, they can't change the window at that point, but you have shown them that you know your onions by giving them more value than what you have been summoned for. Then you take your brief. At that point, it's not going to charge. But when you have done the design, you send one or two pictures in a skeletal schematic form. When he or she says, I like the concept, aha, it's okay, man. So we're going to try and finalize your design in about 4 days, but we'll appreciate that you send us something for design that we charge for designs, but I didn't bother to tell you about the charges when I came to your site because I wanted to be sure that we're on track and you like what we're doing. Normally, we'll charge 700,000 for this design, but because it's not a design that you're sure you will use, you can just pay in 300,000. And if you do that, you have covered your logistics cost, you've covered some cost for your time, just in case he or she takes your design and gives it to a different person to produce. Because that's what many clients do these days. They will make you design, they'll take it and give somebody else to effect it. But when you go to the site, just go, don't make any demands, give more value than projected, say things that that is beyond your profession, give different advice, all right. Recommend products they can use, like don't buy this kind of TV, buy that kind of TV. Just advise them generally, you know, in a very honorable way, not in an imposing way. Don't be too intrusive, but give more than you were called for. Then, when you give the schematics of your design and you see that they are interested in the design, it's at that point now that you say, look, usually we would need to require some kind of payment, but because you want to control how they feel, you say things like, normally it should be 10 naira, but nonetheless, because we're just meeting, you can pay 5 naira, and maybe in the future we can work together. And then hopefully they'll pay you the 5 naira, approve your design, and still give you the job to execute. So that'll be my advice to you. So that balance is critical. There must be a measure of risk you will take, because it's possible that at the point you say, give me 5 naira instead of 10 naira, they may still just block your number and never call you back. All right, but that's a risk to take. Okay, but that's part of the cost of being an entrepreneur or a self-employed professional. All right, okay, next question. I hope this helps, Jason. Hope this helps.
Yes, please. Thank you so much.
Okay, sure.
I just wanted to know, how do we get the hard copy for your book?
Okay, yeah, okay, yeah. So the phone number, can someone post the flyer on Telegram now?
Yes.
So we'll post a flyer now on Telegram. It carries the phone number of our contact person. Are you in Lagos?
Yes, please.
So on the flyer, there's a number for Lagos there. So if you call that number, they can send it to you. They can send it to you through like dispatch rider. So
All right.
we'll
And
share.
lastly, sorry.
Yeah, go on.
Okay.
Go on,
Lastly,
please.
is there a kind of provision for a one-on-one session or something?
Yeah, I think that's something that we need to look at very strongly. I've had that question before.
Okay.
So we will create that kind of structure for a one-on-one. Yeah, I think that can be done. So maybe you can send a message to
All right.
the group page or to the official line. There's an official line. If you go to the WhatsApp
All
group,
right.
yeah, if you're in the WhatsApp group, you know there's an official line. So send a message to the official line on the group, either written or voice note, and let them know that you'd like to have a one-on-one, and they'll work something out for you.
Thank you so much for
All
your
right,
time.
right,
I
sure,
appreciate
Jason.
it.
Thank you so much. God bless. Okay, so let's see who else. There's Judah Ahiaba. Judah Ahiaba. Can we let Judah in, please?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay, Judah, please go ahead, Judah. Judah Ahiaba, please go ahead. So can we pick somebody else?
John Apeh.
Okay, John. Go ahead, John.
Mr. John, you can.
I think it takes, maybe you can unmute from your own end. Some of you need to unmute from your own end. Once you're allowed in, you may need to unmute from your own end. So John Echo, please go ahead.
Good evening, Architect Apeh.
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm fine. Good evening, Purple Network. I'm very happy. I'm very happy to be able to reach out to this live session. It has been amazing throughout the whole journey. I just wanted to chip in something from what Architect said. I always get excited when I hear architects speak and I experience these things in my business, and it just gives me some excitement. So, last time I got something with my business and it wasn't too specific. I had a lot of reports from my customers that were bad. The yams that they ordered and got, when you reach them, some was getting bad and all that. So it made me flinch a bit. But what I did was I started calling the customers, talking with them, and trying to see how we can offer solutions so that they don't lose in the long run. And also calling those other customers that I know they didn't actually call in, but I knew they got their yam from that same batch that was having an issue. And most of them were really, really surprised. Like, I'm calling and I noticed that it really cushioned the effect. You know, many of them were happy for the calls and all that. And I had the insects, and when I that just arrived, when I put it online, I noticed that most of the orders I got are even from these persons that had issues. You know, I wasn't expecting that for them to place orders. So they were willing to place orders again. So that aspect where Architect Tata was talking about selling feelings, I mean, it really got me. Like, I now understand what was happening at that point. So thank you very much, sir, for really bringing that into a better perspective.
So thank you, John.
Thank you, Purple Network.
Thank you. So let me just expound a bit on what John said. Oh, there's somebody else. Okay, so what happened to John was that he bought a lot of yams, like 300 tubers of yams, and then when he supplied, he now realized that he got a lot of complaints from some people that the yams, some of them were spoiled. All right, so he reached out to me to say, what should I do? So we had some back and forth around it. The good thing about what John did was that he called every one of them, apologized to them, and offered to even make a refund to all of them. All right. And we discussed even of a better strategy to do next time, which I don't have to share here because of his private business strategies. So what he's trying to say is that having done that, that correspondence built even additional trust that he did not fight us. Hey, it's not true. It's not from my side. You know, because I actually told him to call the farmer also and raise a complaint. Because when John went to his shop, he actually realized that some of the yams left there actually had some issues. So the issue came from the farm. I know yam is not like something you can open the back and close. It's natural. So he couldn't have been able to tell what was going on inside. But the way he handled all the customers, what he's saying now is that those same customers who were affected by the bad yams are those who are even buying more from him now, majorly because of the way he made them feel in spite of a bad situation. See, that's why I said that the way they feel is more important than what they pay for. More important, you can't joke with it. Judah, go ahead, please.
Good evening, sir.
How you doing?
I'm fine. Thank you so much for this session. Like, so wonderful. So I want to just ask. So, for example, you want to begin a new business or in a new or different kind of like a new business model. So there's like an existing business. Probably, it goes on both where you are and outside of where you are, but you want to like start a different kind of model around that business in your location, but you are the first. So there is no competition yet, no one for you to compare with, no way for you to compare like pricing models with anyone. That's that particular unique model you want to begin where you are right now. So how do you gain access? So now there is no one ahead of you for you to compare with. There is no in fact, there's literal okay. I don't want to say there's no market for it because there's a potential for for your business to thrive. Like done your due diligence, done your research. You've seen how if you present that model in that new environment, it's it can really blow up. So how do you talk about access in that manner? Like how do you gain access? How do you like break into it?
Okay, thank you, Judah. So if I get you right, you are in a certain place, and where you are, there's a business you want to start. However, you want to introduce something new to the business in a way that hasn't been done before in that location, right? And
yes.
Yeah, so you're trying to find out how do you gain access into the market with your novel idea in that enterprise. So
yes.
People are not opposed to new if the new works. We all had landlines for many years until we had GSM, right? And it is the GSM companies were solving the same problem in a different way. And usually when you do that, as long as the difference in your approach is an improvement of the approach, you don't have a problem. Once the difference in the approach brings some form of improvements to the approach, you don't have an issue. So different is not the problem. Is there an improvement or is it just abstract? Right? So if you want to sell rice, for example, and everyone sells rice, let's say on a ceramic plate, but in your restaurant you want to sell rice strictly on wooden plates, and you create a model that forms an idea of an improvement in the service, people will buy it nonetheless. So my question to you will be that whatever you're trying to introduce to that business, is it an improvement or is it just peculiar? Because you can have something that's a peculiar approach, but it's not an improvement. It does not improve the experience. So when we began the restaurant in Makodi, for example, like I said in some teachers before, it was not popular to have ACs in restaurants in Makodi. It wasn't popular at all. Now it's everywhere. There are now new restaurants everywhere in Makodi doing great. When I went the last time, we saw Kilimanjaro. So new brands are coming in now. But at the time we began, it was not very popular to have, air conditions on all the time in restaurants. And we brought that in and we stayed on it. It was expensive, units, generator and all that, but we stayed on it. But it brought improvement to the experience. So even for deliveries of food, we began to introduce our bikers to start delivering food. So you could call and get your food delivered to you. It wasn't very, very popular at the time, but we did it. And for us, it was not a big risk because the real risk there was the bike we're buying and the salary for the biker. That was the risk. And in view of the overall investment that we had made, it was almost nothing. It's like spending 100 naira to build a business and then using like 3 naira to do delivery. It's not a risk, it's not a big deal. So for us, it wasn't really such a big risk to introduce the delivery concept at the time, but it brought improvement to the business. So what you want to bring in, it may be peculiar, but not give that improvement to the services. So my advice would be that whatever it is, as long as it brings an improved experience of that service or that product, people will buy it. And like I said in my story about the bakery, how we had to understudy what was prevalent in the city from the biggest brands and what we did differently, you want to do that as well. Check what all other persons are doing and analyze your new approach in light of what is working for them and what is not working so well for them. I hope that helps.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. God bless. Okay, so let's take one more.
We have a voice note here, and then we have more person raising hand.
Who's raising hand?
Sonny and Gina.
Okay, so let's allow Sonny in. So Sonny will be the last question. Is that okay? So if you have more questions or comments, you can share it on the WhatsApp group. All right?
Please, am I audible enough now?
Ifeoma, how are you?
Yes, sir.
Ifeoma, when's your wedding again?
Sorry, I'm still struggling.
Okay, I think it's your network, Ifeoma. Ifeoma. You do that song? I don't see that part though.
Okay, I've allowed Sonny.
Okay, Ifeoma, sorry, I think it's your network. No, but we're almost closing now. So let's hear the voice note that you have quickly.
Okay, so the person asked the question first before the voice note.
Okay, what's the question?
The question is, what are the principles I need to apply to growing my brand while I keep my job?
So I think we should do that in the next class. Maybe we should do a class that talks about how to keep a job and keep a business. Maybe, I don't know, maybe. All right, because we need to close now.
Yes.
And this is a good question, but it's a deep question.
Yes, I also have the voice notes.
Would they hear it? Where's the mic in this thing? Mike, where's the mic? Where? I don't know. So let's just press. It's not loud enough. Okay, so it's not loud enough. It is the loudest. Yeah, so I'll hear, so we'll answer this next class.
Okay.
All right, let's answer these two questions. The principles I need to apply to growing my brand while I keep my job is a very good question. So I would like to talk on this next time.
The last someone.
Yeah.
Send a link. Okay.
Okay. Oh, I said something about it. Okay, yeah, okay, yeah. So there's a link of the last class on the group on Telegram, right?
Yes, sir.
On Telegram and WhatsApp. So please share the links also. Watch it and also share the links on your status. Okay, I did a video on side hustle and main hustle on
You should
YouTube.
subscribe so that you can also see.
Yeah, so but we'll try and discuss the next topic for our next class, okay? And hopefully this may be a good topic, how to merge your job and your business. Then maybe I should do a lecture on relationships. No, Jerry. Romance. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Ifoma, want to hear from you. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry, Ifoma. I think it's where you are, the network. I'm so sorry. But Ifoma, if you send us a voice, okay, yeah, we can hear you now. Ifoma, go ahead.
Okay. Okay, can everyone hear me now? Good
Yeah,
evening,
yeah,
everyone.
we can hear you.
Thank you so much, sir, for
Yeah.
yeah, thank you very much. I don't want to spend so much time, but I just want to say that this class, like I sent my friend a message telling her that this class is so timely because both of us we are both on this call, and I sent her the link to join.
Thank
And
you.
the issue that you've been addressing here really touched the recent thing we've been on. That is getting a space for her business, our business, how to do it, and all. Now, what you said so much here had clearly told me what we need to do and how we need to go about it. Now, I have another question that is currently on my heart. That is starting up a business and being scared of going for instance, as an architect, right? Everybody is scared of this AI stuff, the way it's really taking up the design space. You can see someone being able to generate the design they want for their space, and they're trying to make you look like we don't really need your service. So, what can you tell someone who is not even an architect, but probably a social media manager or something that is the person is feeling threatened? Because a lot of young minds right now, some people I discuss with people and they are scared actually. So, what do you have to tell them in regarding this? And then secondly, I want to thank you for what you said about customer service. I did a job recently and I'm not feeling so good about the outcome, the way the client is making it look like. She was trying to make it look like I totally failed in all aspects of the job I did. And listening to your class this evening, I'm feeling like even sending her a message to apologize the way she's feeling, regardless of how me I'm feeling, because I kind of felt that I tried my best, right, to render the best service, but you just make it look as if everything I did is just rubbish. Right. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you,
So
Fama.
please,
Thank you.
I hope
Yeah.
you got my question.
Yes, I did. So first things first, please apologize to the woman. Just make her feel better. And then I'm happy that your friend and you have answers to your questions about having a shop or not. And then to your question about the threat of AI, how should people feel? Be threatened. That's how you should feel. Yeah, because the truth is that AI is inevitable. And it's an inevitable threat to many jobs, I promise you. It's going to make a lot of people rich, but it's going to make much more people poor. I assure you. So just be threatened, but be prepared. All right? And begin to focus on how to create a value above the mechanized nature of AI. For example, AI cannot say, I'm sorry. That's what I'm saying, that the way you make people feel is critical, because however good AI is, it can't say, I'm sorry. The risk, though, of AI, which you've highlighted, is that even people who are not architects can now design. All right. The risk of that is beyond architects losing their jobs, is that we're going to have a future where many buildings may collapse because the buildings will be designed by AIs and then used by people who are not professionals and given to clients to build. And those clients will trust the non-professional to build what AI designed. And though AI designed it, AI cannot build it. So the guy who used AI to design it will now have to build it, and the guy who is building it has no idea of construction. That's the danger. So the truth is, however much I want to sweet talk you, there's a lot to be afraid of when it comes to AI. I promise you. I wish I could sweet talk you out of this one, but AI is a threat. But it's an inevitable threat. It has come to stay. It's not going anywhere. So for those people who use AI wrongly, I can't stop them. But for those of us who are in the right field, what I would say to you is that make yourself indispensable. Give a feeling, give an experience that will help people come to you above going to the quacks who use AI to cover up their incompetence. And if you're also competent, find a way to use AI to your advantage. All right? Don't make AI the enemy because that's come to stay. However much you hate time, time will never go anywhere. All right? So AI has come to stay, so find a way to use it to your advantage. But yes, AI is a threat. I agree 100%. All right, guys. Thank you so much.